The latest numbers from the Isoden County Sheriff's Office show vehicle prowls have more than doubled since 2015. And when it's dark out like it is right now, some people might think the best way to cover their belongings is by just covering up their trunk and then closing it when leaving everything inside. But law enforcement says that's actually not the case. The flames have come all the way down from the top of the rock wall right now, just 20 or so feet away from the edge of the road. The flames are very loud, they're burning very hot, and fire crews are having trouble because of all the wind. Chestnut Beach is closed again for the same reason it is almost every summer. There's fecal bacteria in the water, and right now levels are more than double the healthy amount. The backcountry medics respond when and where normal emergency crews cannot. From anything like whiteout conditions like this, to steep terrain like this slope where most crews do not have the tools or equipment to provide life-saving aid. The current boat ramp I'm standing on only goes around 73 feet or so away from the edge of the water. But the new projected ramp will go all the way out here to over 230 feet away. County commissioners say that's more than enough room to handle the needs for summer recreation. And look what was dumped in the past few hours. Look at this red pickup truck outside of Colton High School. Just a ton of snow right now. Dumped about 3 to 4 inches. Parts of the Palouse River near Potlatch have flooded over from this weekend's rains, and that includes this stretch behind me. But let me actually show everyone what's just a little bit further down the road. This is actually Flanagan Creek Road. Sled dog races like this one can last days, with dogs reaching speeds of just 7 to 12 miles per hour. But that's still fast enough to where if you blink, you might miss them. You know, this is actually the matchup of the 2015 championship games. LC won that game to start their first of 3 straight championships. St. Thomas, though, first in NAIA in runs scored and RBIs. Starting pitcher Orlando Brown, most wins in the NAIA. Every year around the 4th of July, the Nez Perce County Sheriff's Office steps up patrols on the Snake River, making sure
fire extinguisher
boaters have the required equipment and are staying safe.
You know how long the boat is?
If we can prevent crashes, if we can prevent people getting hurt, injured, dying, and that's really what we're out here for, is to try to make sure everybody's recreating safely and get to enjoy the weekend.
Is that a life jacket?
Corporal Patrick Dupay looks for proper boating registration, fire extinguishers, and life jackets on board. He says those few things can help prevent an emergency.
People might get on the water 4 or 5 times a year or less, maybe once a year, and a lot of those rules kind of go unnoticed.
And what's your name, ma'am?
Corporal Dupay says while they aren't afraid to hand out citations for improper safety measures, their goal is to instead educate on the first busy day of the year.
People see us, they know that that they can't get away with anything that they want to do, and that we're going to be checking for the equipment and things like that.
Type 4 throwable, a square cushion or a round circle cushion to toss somebody.
And even though Operation Dry Water is only a 3-day enhanced enforcement, Dupay says expect to see the sheriff's boat on the water for weeks to come.
This is how we kind of kick it off. A lot of areas around us are the same way, with the water temperatures warming up and people starting to get on the water. This is a good weekend for us to get out and have a presence.
As most little boys, he loves trucks and cars and playing.
2.5-year-old Maddox McKernan is as active and playful as they come. But in mid-March, he was dealt heartbreaking news. Bilateral retinoblastoma, cancer in the back of the eyes.
They have hopes that they'll be able to save one eye so that he'll have some vision.
It's a painful road to becoming cancer-free.
His eyes are so swollen shut they literally inject into the eye, and then they put chemo into the eyelids.
Maddox is currently in Memphis, Tennessee, undergoing treatment at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. But while Maddox is halfway across the country, firefighters here at home are coming together in support of one of their very own.
We're all brothers and sisters in the same thing. We back each other up no matter where we go.
Across the inland Northwest, fire crews are shaving their heads for Maddox, from his dad's team at Coeur d'Alene Fire to Spokane Fire and more. And Thursday night, Garfield County Fire joined that support.
With us all shaving our heads, it's saying, hey, we're all going to be just like you. We're going to support you.
We know all these guys in this community. We grew up with them, and it means a lot to feel the support of all these guys.
For Maddox's grandparents who still live in Pomeroy, this small gesture means the world to them.
Lifts us up
It does.
a lot.
It's just the love and support. I'm just looking at them now, and God bless them, and God bless them all.
Cancer is something that can be overcome, but cancer is also something that can beat you. We're going to stay strong for Maddox.
11 years ago, Justin Hamilton opened fire at the Latah County Courthouse, killing a police officer and 2 civilians. Whitman County Sheriff Brett Myers says situations exactly like that one are why they stay prepared.
Courthouses are hot spots. We figured what we'd do is try and bring the training right here to our courthouse.
It's to give courthouse employees a chance to see what these situations might look like. But Sheriff Myers knows active shooters are hard to predict.
Situations like this, really hard to prepare for. No one's ever prepared for this. This isn't something that you can see once or twice and think, okay, now I know what I'm doing.
This is one of the simulations they held Thursday. The scenario, family members aren't happy with the judge's verdict for the killer.
He killed my cousin. He deserves to die, just as my cousin did. He killed my cousin. Gun!
It doesn't just involve a bad guy and some cops. It literally affects employees and almost every discipline you can think of in the emergency response field.
That's just another reason why Sheriff Myers says courthouse employees need to know how to respond.
Just educate employees on what it might look like, what their responses could be, and what our response might look like as well.
And if they come face to face with an active shooter?
Basically to hide, to run, or to engage that person.
Armen Araradian.
Don't move. Stay on the ground.
KLEW News.